Hello world. I ain't gonna say that. That's my boy, my bone. I ain't seen him in a while. But I just want to say y'all, uh, this situation is intense, but it's beautiful at the same time. And the reason why I say that is because I'm dealing with the Astro and being connected to the Astro like I've been doing. They've been showing me how they've been working on the infrastructure of this world, on my situation, and how they changing stuff deeply rooted. And it ain't, if the change, when the change that they doing is gonna benefit more than just myself. And I used to question it. I was questioning it at first, but they would give me information, little information, like 3 years ago, when I really started tapping in, 3.5 years ago. They were like, somebody down the road, such and such down the road, is beating up such and such. It was a male beating up a female. Gonna try to kill her, I guess. And I don't know whether or not it would take a play, because it was something going on in my own situation where I didn't worry about it. But them same two people drove down the road. Down the road, exactly in the same spot that they said they were gonna be at. So after that, I started. Well, it was started 4.5 years ago, 5 years. It started 4.5 years ago when I thought I was hearing stuff, and I was like, okay, if it's real, well, tell me where the drugs at. I used to bury drugs and money in my yard, and I would tell me where the drugs at, and they directed me straight to the drugs, one area, and I was like, oh, okay. All right, well, good. They would tell me I need to do this and do that, and I need to do this, do that. I said, okay, well, what are other drugs at? They said, okay, addict, find it yourself. And I was like, whoa. Wait a minute. I ain't no addict now, But it was then that I started paying attention. So after that, I've been following them closely, and I see that they've been really working on the infrastructure of the whole world. And I remember my grandpa was telling me about seat changing. And they were like, it has to be this way. It always have been this way, and it got to be this way. It's just that some groups that get in seats don't want to move from seats. And this ain't no bad thing. It ain't no good thing either. Some people take it out of context and be like, oh, I'm going broke. My whole family going. It ain't like that. It's just like certain individuals in certain spots got to move, If you don't get so dramatic with it, and listen to those who want to get dramatic, like narcissists, it won't be so emotional to you. But I just want to tell everybody, it's working. What I'm trying to tell everybody is that change is happening. So to those of you that's in a situation like mine and feel bad and complaining, don't try your best not to get to that part. And when you do, just pray and meditate, man. Because you want to get to the point in your life. Look at the old Chinese movies and stuff like that. You want to get to the point in your life where you become so familiar with patience and the orderly conduct of things that you don't worry to the point where you get out of character. That's the goal here. You want to get so dependent on God. You want to pray and meditate so hard. You want to be so dependent on God. When things happen, you don't say, this how such such. Somebody call you, yeah, such such did because such such. You don't care about none of that. You want to look at why did God let it happen. And once you evaluate why God let it happen, you're not going to worry about who such such did it, even if it's your own parents that did it. You're not going to care about all that. Like, the situation with my parents, what I went through with my parents, they were just preparing me for this moment. Because if I'd have grown up in a good home, then I would have been definitely in distraught and broken at this moment. Because this moment had to happen. What I mean by that is that look at the people who you felt put you in a bad situation as pillars. And then come to find out, something was making them move like that so that this moment in time can happen to get the ones who was actually paying them to move that way. See what I'm saying? That's the key here. And when it get that deep, you're going to know for yourself that it's in God's hand. You can't do nothing about it when it's that deeply rooted. So all you need to do is pray and meditate and observe. It's a part in the Bible where it says, when Revelation, it's somewhere in Revelation, it says, when life gets to something, this is when you pray the hardest. That's the moment we in now. Praying and meditating, man. Like, because I had to elevate this high, and I got to continue to pray and meditate to stay elevated this high in order to keep talking to the source like I do. And they'll tell me, they the one, God personally told me my lovers. I never met them. God showed me my lovers over there in the astro when he brought me back here. And I never watched tarot, but when I went on tarot, I immediately went straight to them. Just tapped them, light them, prescribed them, basically, and watched them here and there. And God told me, your lover's the one gonna be attacking you, you know. But it really wasn't even about that. It was about the fact that if they was my lovers, or if they were part of my family tree, then they was angels that need to be redirected on the right path. Because that kind of power helping in the wrong hands would be detrimental to the planet altogether. So we got to get out of the fact of color. That's why I said racism is irrelevant at this point. Because when you've been programmed and brainwashed like our people have, you're going to automatically assume because of your color, you only elevate so high anyway. Even though you know all this about melanin and all that, but you still been programmed to think like a slave somehow. Okay? So you have to realize that it's above that. It's above color when stuff like this happens. So basically what I'm trying to say, y'all angels. So if an evil organization want to do a massive evil to the world, what would be the best way to conceal it and hide it from God? Use angels. Okay, now if you are programmed and you are brainwashed and you are an angel to think like a human, then how could you distract the angel? Give them money, give them what they lust for and desire. If you have to give them all the money and a pretty man or a pretty woman to go with it, give them what they want. Then they're going to say it's God. They're going to automatically say it's God. Oh, Lord, I work for this. Oh, I've been working for this a whole lot. Whole lot I've been working for. And I know it's God. And let's say somebody like myself been warning, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. You're going to automatically look at me like the devil. I ain't listening to him. Look at his house. Look, what is Kyle? He all talk. You see how we program? And this type of program need to be obsolete. It need to be deleted because we trying to go to the 5D. You can't go to the 5D with that kind of thinking. You must understand, I do anyway, just from being in the slum my whole life, some of the greatest people in the world is in a piss poor situation like this because somebody buried them alive. Straight up. The one of the most deeply rooted games that you can play on somebody in the world. Because what I mean by that is, it's a game that you can put on some. It's a game that you can play that will fool the masses. And by the grace of God, because these pillars kept me stuck in this situation, I didn't have no choice but to go up to these people to get something to eat. To go up to these people and hope to get some help. The same people that everybody was running from, I was forced in the position to have to run to them to get help. And that's when I found out that they was really good people. And they were just buried just like myself. That's the way it goes. So I just want to tell everybody, I'm in the perfect position. I'm already moving. It's just, I'm on God's time. I can't do nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I can do what I'm doing now. Lecture, sing, and join. You know? I really ain't really been doing music because it's a lot of stuff out of whack right now from all the attacks. But whenever all that heal, like I can't get with certain beats. You know, it's just certain things that I need to motivate me with music, and it's just not here right now. But at the end of the day, I'm still working. I'm doing what God told me to do. I asked God, what should I do? He said, you stand still like I told you, draw, meditate, and pray. And teach the world how to be a better place to live in. And that's what I'm doing. Keep on telling my truth. Keep on teaching my word. And keep on healing the earth and uplifting people to pray, meditate, and do better by one another. You know? That's all we got to do, y'all. It ain't hard. So I'm trying to get this right so my messages can get back on my level. Cause they've been detoured and they've been my network done swapped out so many times. I don't know what was the reason for, but something telling me not to change it. Cause something telling me somebody on top of it. So I ain't gonna worry about changing it. But yeah, I've been hearing it, you know. It's deeper than card readers. It's deeper than gangsters. It's deeper than me. It's deeper than, I don't really want to say it's deeper than the chosen ones, because I think they got a lot to play in it, but it's deeply rooted. And it's so deep. When God showed me how deep it was, I actually stopped paying attention to everything that they've been reconstructing, because for one, there's nothing I can do about it. For two, it's in God's hand. And for three, I need to be doing what God told me to do. I don't need to worry about something that God can take care of and God got to take care of. I can't take care of if I wanted to. So the problem is when something is that deeply rooted, you're going to be in a position like, you're going to be like this for a minute. You're going to be like this for a minute. And I told God, even if I had to stay stuck like this to 60 or 70, I'd do whatever God told me to do, basically. But it ain't going to be nowhere near like that long, nowhere near. Because it's almost, they almost at the surface now. Like, it's so deeply rooted. You got to look at it as if it's, they started in hell and trying to make this, the energy trying to make its way right back up to the surface. That's how deeply rooted it is. That's how bad it is. It ain't really bad. It's just over time. It's not really bad. It's just that, like my grandpa said, my grandpa used to tell me, grandson, you're going to have to live in the worstest time known to man. And that's what it is. That's what we at. That's what we at. Because this is a turning point in life. It's just that we at that cycle where everything got to be filtered out. And when you at this cycle, we have to do things and walk ways that most men and women never had to do. They always talked about doing it, but they really didn't have to do it. Unfortunately for us, we have to do it. And that's stand up straight. We have to stand up straight. Y'all, everything, to all of those out there who saying, I'm going to quit one day. Well, this is the moment in time where you just need to quit. And no longer will you have to worry about looking back and saying, I'm glad I ain't got to say I'm going to quit. One thing, two things I don't never say is I'm going to quit one day and I wished I did this. Because I lived my life till the wheels fell off. I lived my life to the fullest, to the best of my ability, and the way God wanted me to. So did, whether I was in the streets or not. I ain't do wrong by nobody, really, you know. But, well, you know, I had my days. You know how I go with the street. But I made up for it. And still, well, no, I done made up for everything. I ain't gonna say I made up for nothing. I ain't making up for nothing. I'm good now. I'm good now. At this moment, what I'm trying to do for God, give to God, because for me, when you fast, you give God, let's say you give God food. Well, now I'm at the point now where if I fast, let's say I fast without eating, well, I'm going to give God my thoughts, you know. Let God reconstruct my emotions and Because I don't want to be healed to the point where I'm too sensitive, too kind-hearted. And I don't want to be healed to the point where I'm too rough and too harsh. I want to be balanced the way God wants me to be balanced. So that's going to take a lot of time within itself. You know, and I got a lot of work to do just right there alone. You know what I mean? But I always been decent, though. Like, all them lies that my lovers and stuff said, they were lies, and I could prove it to the whole world. You got to watch how people talk. The enemy talk. When the enemy talk, they can't. The enemy always give up facts for some reason. That's one thing. That's another thing I learned in the street. When someone trying to hustle you, somewhere in their conversation, they always give up facts. And I'm finna show the whole world how. Like, let's say a woman always treated me bad, but she said I was ruthless, mean, beat on women, aggressive. Can't nobody deal with me. I'm a monster. Okay, but she cheated on me. And she had we didn't have an open relationship, but I didn't argue with her if she went out in the relationship. Okay? So she was comfortable. And she could go places with her friends. I ain't say nothing about it. Okay? But she said I was a monster. You see what I'm saying? You see the gap right there? That don't make sense. Most of the time when a man is a monster, then that woman pretty much is at that man heel all the time. You see what I'm saying? It don't make sense. Her life with me seemed like it was healthy, peaceful, merciful, and she could do whatever she wanted to do. So how can somebody be that free but feel like they was trapped with a monster? It was her conscience that was the monster. When she went out there and did cheat on me, she was hurting her. It was hurting her. God was destroying her because I wasn't cheating on her. I wouldn't never thought about cheating on my ex, even if she did get out of hand in every way fashionable. I still didn't think about cheating on her because I married her for better or worse. And then we just had a beautiful son. I thought we had a beautiful family. Me and her played video games together. You know what I'm saying? We did all kind of stuff together that most men don't do with their wives. We could do whatever. She don't even do music. But she would come in there and we'll record music together. You know? We had fun together. If we got too bored, we'll go buy a car together. You want to go buy a car today? You get what I'm saying? So, what is she talking about? What was she talking about? She probably don't talk like that now, but all that's I'm trying to show you the lie in the enemy. It didn't have nothing to do with me. I wasn't the enemy. But that's what y'all gotta watch out there. And it was lies like that they used to belittle me, that helped me get gang stalked and put in this position. But this position was gonna happen regardless because it's biblical. Everything about this situation is biblical. And that's why I say to my people out there, I'm fine. It's just taking some time. All these tests I gotta go through, if I gotta go through a moment where I ain't got no money, test from God. If it seems like it's a long moment, it's still a test from God. If I gotta go through a moment where I ain't got no honey, test from God. If it's a moment where I feel like I can't drive, still a test from God. If I gotta go through that moment and doing all that together, it's still a test from God. Now, am I passing the test from God? Am I being patient with this test? Am I giving God my all during this test? Am I getting emotional in this test? Am I becoming too emotional in this test? Is it breaking me down or is it building me up? That's what God want to see. Because everything that they stole from me and everything that they took from me, God gonna give me that back plus. Regardless, probably. And even if God wasn't, I'm still gonna do what God told me to do. I already done did it thus far. Why would I stop now? I gave up my prized possession, which was my child. See what I'm saying? I'm dedicating my all to God. I always want to be something special to God. I always want to be something that God can use. I used to pray this when I was a child. I just want to do something great for God. I didn't care nothing about nothing else. But at the same time, I want to live my life. You know, be a good husband if I was a husband, good boyfriend if I'm a good boyfriend, a good father if I'm a good father, or daddy or whatever. And have fun. I'm in the studio, great entertainer. But at the same time, I want to make sure that it was good in the divine eyes. So I gave my all. I've been working towards God for a long time now, for years. Ever since I was a teenager. So to get to this moment in time where God need me to do something right, I'm gonna give it my all. Amen.